So welcome to this video where we're going to talk about that moment where you've made the sale on the call and now it's time to process the payment and assign a program to take any future payments from that contact. So congratulations, if you're watching this video, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to make a sale, so let me get myself prepared. So I'm just going to walk you through what you would do in the best practice to ensure that you get everything taken in the right way. And also you limit the amount of aggravation of back and forwards with cards and stuff with clients. So what we're going to do is the first thing you need to do is when you're on the call, and again, watch the support video about how you do the calling through the system. But whether you're using our system or whether you're using your own mobile phone or whatever, what you want to do is go in obviously to the contact as you are when you're speaking to them. And the first thing we need to do is get their card information to put into the system. And you can see here, it's got a little red triangle because there's no cards. So what we're going to do is go to cards, and there's basically three steps. There's cards, there's a program, and then you'll see the payment come through. So the first thing we need to do is add the contact card, okay? So what I'm going to do here is just add in a card number. So I'm going to take their card details, going to take the expiry date, and the CCV number at the back. And again, if there's any problems with it, we just click Save Card. Now, if it doesn't actually go through, it means there's a problem. They've given you the wrong card number or something like that, okay? So basically, the card is now added to their profile, okay? So we have a card. We can see it's done, okay? Also, just for your records, it assigns them what we call a Stripe ID, so we know it's valid, etc. So we're all good, okay? So you must have a valid card in the system before you can set up any payments with them, okay? Now, the next thing we need to do then, it's only really two steps. The next thing we need to do is go to Programs and basically assign a new program. Now, in another video in support, you'll see about under finance, how to set up your programs, but you'll see here I've got three variations of the program. I've got the deposit, the payment plan, or the pay in full. Now, if someone just wants to pay in full, very simple. I just click on pay in full. I've set the payment up already. I'm basically going to say, right, it's £2,000. There's no recurring payment or whatever. They just want to pay in full. So just put I'll just put in here program. And what's most important is this: whenever you're taking a payment on the phone, and we recommend taking that first payment, either a deposit or pay in full, whilst they're on the call, you can do that very easy inside this system because the call window will still be open, so the connection will still be live. Obviously, if you're on a mobile or whatever, you can easily do this just talking through the laptop. Essentially, then what's going to happen is that now you're going to process that payment, and you must tick this box, take payment now. Now, the reason we have that is that it will immediately go directly to the processor and try and process the payment immediately whilst you're on the phone and give an instantaneously a message back to say it failed or it passed. Now, be aware, particularly when you're doing paying fulls or bigger volume deposits, it quite likely could be that the bank may, not want to let that authorization through, in which case you can say to the person on the other end of the phone, okay, I've just tried to build your card, Mark, for £2,000. Come back that it's been blocked for whatever reason. It will tell you if it's been declined. Now, I probably think it's probably just to do with your bank. So could you, whilst you're on the phone now, just give the bank a call so we can then process this payment whilst I've got you on the phone. It's all neat and tidy, it's all done. You want to get off that actual call knowing you have taken and processed that payment, whether it be a pay in full or whether it be the deposit or the starter or whatever you're going to call it, that first payment, okay? So it's very important you do tick that first payment now. So take payment now. If you don't, what will happen is it will queue it up in the system. Could be anywhere between 15 minutes and an hour. And in which case, obviously, by then, the person's got off the phone, the card's tried to build, it's failed, you've got to get them back on the phone again, you're backwards and forwards trying to get in contact with them, and then they change their mind or whatever, and you've lost that sale. So, very important, tick the box, take payment now, and it will then do it. Now, once you've done that, you put in the amount you want to take in the program, you then click Prepare Payments. Just gives you a little overview, payments to be taken now, £2,000, the card to be charged, and we go process payment. So whilst we're on the phone, yeah, we're processing the payment, Mark, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that looks like, just confirm, that's gone through. So what I'll do is I can scroll down here and I can see that the payment was made, or I can check in here by going to payments and I can see that the payment was made for the amount of 2,000 because it's green, and I can see the view payment and I'll be able to see, yeah, all went through fine. No problems at all. It's all been authorised and everything, so we are all good. So that's good. Now, that's obviously how you would do it if you had a pay in full. Okay, so what I now recommend is if you wanted to do it as a payment plan, is you want to basically take a payment straight away, like the pay in full, but now it's only a smaller amount. We're going to go to programs in this case. We're going to assign a new program, and in this case you're going to select the deposit, so high ticket program deposit. And all this very simply is, it's a bit like the pay in full, but it's just a deposit. So we can see here, it's going to untick that. So we're just going to say £500 for the program deposit, like so. And again, you can put in any reference you want in here, company name, whatever. Again, ensure the payment is taken now. So again, when you're on the call, you're either going to assign the full program pay in full, or you're going to assign a deposit. Okay, because it just makes it easier and quick to do it on the phone. Whereas if you're trying to input all the details, work out the payment schedules, put it into the system, the client's going to get the ump, and obviously it's not really ideal. So we want to be as slick as we possibly can. So we can basically go, right, take payment now. We've got the card in the system already. And we're just going to go prepare payments for £500 now. That's your deposit. Right, let me just put that through now for you, Mark. Okay, right, let's just process the payment. We'll see if it goes through. We'll just wait a couple of seconds. Okay, looks like that's gone through okay. We can then see, obviously, again, in the entries here, if we go to the payments, like we did with the pay in full one, we can see here it's green, so that payment went through fine. If it didn't, it would be red, and obviously that means then it didn't go through, so therefore you'd have to ask them either for another card or to contact your bank. Same rules apply, basically, okay? So you've now either got a pay in full or you've got a deposit. Now, once they're off the phone, we then want to obviously then go, right, okay, now we need to set up our future payments for our payment plan one. So what we're going to do here is go in, assign a new program. This time round, we're going to do the payment plan. And let's say the payment plan basically here is £600 a month for 3 months, okay? Very, very simple. We're going to repeat it, okay, and that's it. We can either repeat it there, or we're going to do it 3 times until that date, and the cycle times is every 1, and the description is payment plan, like so. Now, in this time round, you won't want to take the payment now. You'll want to take the next payment in, let's say, 1 month's time. So we select November, so we do December, and that's the date. So you can see here now, just on here, we're going to basically recur every... On this one here, we just want to change it to every 1 month for 3 times. Okay, so just to be clear on that, double check your program setups always. So £600 a month, recurring payment, recurring every 1 month for 3 times. Okay, that's our payment plan. We're not going to take this payment now because we've already taken that payment on the call. We can see the next program payment is going to be taken on that date there that we've specified, and that's it's very easy to change. You just literally come in, you select your new month in there, and let's say we do the 15th of December. Okay, like so. So that's now going to take that date. So 1 month's time, it's already taken the 500. We've now set this up, and that first payment's gone through. Good, they're off the phone. Now we can set up the payment plan because we know that we've agreed to do, 3 monthly payments of £600, let's say, in addition to that. Or, like I say, we can do it where we can have various payments. We can add a payment schedule of doing it every recurring day, so every 7 days, or we can do one-off payments each day, or you can do whatever configuration of payments that makes it easy for you to get the sale, okay? That's the key thing in here. And like I say, you just need to work out, well, do I put it in as a recurring payment because it's the same cycle each time? I'm going to take £500 a week for the next number X weeks, or is it that I'm going to take X payment per month like that? Or is it a one-off payment? Or is it just chunks as in when they tell me they're going to take it? So 1,000 now, 1,000 in a week's time, and then 2,000 in 3 weeks' time. Well, then you'd have to set that up as a manual payment schedule by adding the payment schedule in there, right? But obviously it varies client to client as to how you're going to close. So just think about what you're going to put into the system. Double check everything because obviously you're dealing with kind of live clients' payments here. So once in this case here, we know we've taken the £500. We're happy with that. We're now setting up a billing cycle here, in this case for £600, recurring every 1 month. Okay, so every month, in other words, for 3 times. That's 3 payments at £600 on the payment plan. We're not going to take the payment now because we don't want to process it until this next payment date, which is 30 days from now. So therefore, they paid their £500 on the call. 30 days later, first £600 comes out. Next 30 days later, £600 comes out. Next 30 days later, a third payment comes out. We're happy with everything. We click prepare payments, we click the process payment. That's now queued everything up, so you don't have to think about, do I need to go back in and do the billing, etc. You won't have to worry about that at all. It'll all be in the payments. The billing cycle is all there. We can see what's going to happen. When the next one is, it's showing payment pending. Once it goes through, it's showing your payments tab. You're done, okay? So that's the key thing. Ultimately, think about it, but my advice to you would be, obviously you showed you how to set up the programs in the way that we showed you there with the 3 levels. Do the deposit or the pay in full on the phone there and then. Make sure you tick the bill immediately, bill it right now, so you know that payment's gone through, and if it hasn't, you can take the remedial action you need to with the client on the phone. And then obviously once they're off the phone, then you can input your payment plan on there, knowing that it's all set up correctly and you're not flustered or it's all done nicely, and it's all in the system. And like I say, you'll be able to see all the payments gone through in this area here, and if they're red, they haven't gone through, and if they are green, they have gone through okay. So that's it. That's how simple it is to set up your payments whilst you're on the phone. Remember, take the card number first, put that into the system, then you put in the program, do the deposit or the pay in full, and then you can do the payment plan once they're off the phone. Very important to remember to click the Tech Now, and also please double check everything before you put it in, because obviously, particularly if you're billing right now, if you put a 6,000 rather than a £600 deposit in there by mistake, then obviously it will try and bill that amount as well. So take your time, don't get flustered on it. It's very simple, but you just got to make sure you get it right. And obviously there are ways, I'll show you in other videos in the support area, how to cancel contracts, how to amend payments, how to refund payments should you have problems in billing wrong amounts or whatever, etc. So that's all in other support videos, but that's how we make the payment on the phone using the Client Funnel software.